Hello, 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 everyone. Let's see who's gonna join us. Let's see if we're actually live, first of all. Let's see. Are we live? We are live. Okay, let's see who's gonna join us now. Please say hello if you're here. Okay. And I'm just gonna share to the groups quickly. And I am missing my little sidekick, Tucker. He apparently is with Daddy downstairs cooking. We're having a barbecue. Husband is cooking some goodies on the grill, so that is awesome. So I'll have some fun to look forward to after we're done here. Okay. All right. I guess we are officially live. We'll just see who's here with us. Again, if you're just joining, go ahead and say hello. Hey, Deb, glad you could make it. By you saying hello, I know you're here. And we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start with our typical little, what do you say? Our little stuff that we have to get out of the way so that you know what's happening. First of all, tonight's class, you can receive the card kits free in the mail with a $35 purchase. You just need to use tonight's host code, which is right here in the lower left corner. This tells me that you would like to receive the kits. Again, it's a $35 order before shipping and tax. Hey, Miss Sherry, thank you for joining. So if you place an order in my online store using tonight's host code here in the lower left, that tells me you do want the kits and I will send them to you. And again, it's $35 before shipping and tax. Also, we are now in April. So the April, let me bring in the other camera so you can see what we've got going on here. Let's try it this way. This way. There we go. So our April tutorial has been released, and this is our largest one ever. This one has 52 projects by 52 demonstrators across the globe, and they are some really amazing projects. So there's 52 of them. You can receive this also free PDF in your email by placing a $50 order before shipping and tax in my online store. Again, would appreciate if you use the host code, but if you don't, it does not exclude you. But again, it is with $50 purchase before shipping and tax. You can also purchase it outright. It is in my online store. I already have it uploaded and ready to go for $20. And again, it's a great value for 52 projects, all of the instructions. And there's some really great projects in there, I can assure you. So that's, again, using the host code and placing an order. We are currently in the April subscription period for Paper Pumpkin. The April kit is called All the Little Things. That is available from March 11th to April 10th. So you have a few more days yet to get in on that. Hey, Robin, I didn't expect to see you. I hope you're feeling well this evening, or at least better anyway. With the April kit, it does make 9 cards, each of 3 designs. You are going to get 9 matching envelopes. You'll get iridescent foil die cuts. You'll also get a shaded spruce ink spot and a photo polymer stamp set that will be unique to this particular kit. The other thing is the box is going to include a free box organizer, which will help you, I don't know if you can see that, organize your ink spots. So if you kind of have your ink spots in a little bit of a mishmash, oh, good. I'm glad to hear that, Robin. This will be a great kit because it'll allow you to organize your ink spots and get them all corralled into one box. And it looks like you're going to be able to stack them in there so you can like have them in, so you'll be able to hold a lot. Let's put it that way. A lot of ink spots in one box. Online exclusives. Stampin' Up did release the online exclusives last month. They're going to continue to add more to that exclusion. That's where you'll also find our kits collection. We've talked about that before. Lots of amazing kits. Still, the birthday card kit, is my all-time favorite because I use that all the time. I pull it out every month to look to see what birthdays I have for the month so I can get my birthday cards out timely. But in addition to that, there's a lot of exclusive online products. There's some new stamp sets and dies and embossing folders, embellishments, designer series paper. And we did learn that some of our retiring product from our mini catalog and our annual catalog may actually return in the online exclusive. Most things will officially retire, and when they're gone, they're gone. But there are a few things like what was it? I think the Queen Bee stamp set. The dies are going to retire. The stamp set is actually going to show up in the online exclusives. We don't know all of which will show up on the online exclusives, but that is one of the things. We did learn that the Stamparatus is retiring. That will retire with the end of this catalog. As you all know, we all love our Stamparatus. It is like the most amazing tool out there for stamping. And if it does not sell out, because right now it is while supplies last, if it doesn't sell out by the time the new annual catalog goes live on May 2nd, it will transition to online only until it sells out. So it will be available until it sells out completely. Once it's sold out, that will be it. If you want the extra magnets, if you want an extra pad for that, definitely don't wait, because those things are going to sell out, I think, very quickly, because again, we all love our Stamparatus that have one. If you don't have one and you've had it on your wish list to get at some point, make sure you put it on there, because I honestly don't think we're going to have the opportunity to see it hit the online only exclusives to sell out. I think it'll sell out before then, because again, it's a very popular. I think people are going to pick up a second one just to have on hand. It's going to be, it's just sad to know it's going away, but it is what it is. But definitely want one. Hey, Lori, glad to see you join us. So anyhow, that's my story. And we got lots of colors coming and going. And the other thing I was going to tell you is later this week, I will probably jump on live. We will go through, I probably won't do it all in one night, because we'll do like one catalog at a time, but we'll go over what's continuing into the next catalog, what's breaking up, and part of it's going, some of it's staying, kind of a thing. And we'll just kind of go over each catalog so that it's a little bit easier, because, and I will get you the retirement, the last chance list. But again, it's kind of confusing, because some things, part of it is retiring, part of it's not, some of it's carrying over, some of it's not, some of it's going to online exclusive. What we do know, which is very limited of what we know. And it's just, it'll probably be easier if we just go through with a highlighter and we'll go page by page, each of the catalogs. Like we'll do one catalog and then we'll do another catalog another night. But so keep an eye out for that. I don't know exactly what night we'll be doing that, but it will be coming. Tonight, we are going to focus on the Lighting the Way bundle. This is going to carry over into the new catalog. However, the one thing you're going to notice, in this mini catalog, they offered it in both cling and photopolymer. When you see it in the next catalog, there is no more cling, only photopolymer is continuing. So they're retiring the cling. And I think what they did is there's a few sets in this catalog they offered in both photopolymer and cling, and they looked at sales. What did we purchase more of? Well, we definitely purchased way more of the photopolymer. So actually all of the sets I went through and I looked, all of them that were offered in both that happened to be carrying over. Some are retiring altogether, but the ones that are carrying over, it's the photopolymer that's carrying over. Cling is retiring. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying not to talk too fast, but I'm trying to also get us through this quickly. Because we do have 3 really cute cards to make with this particular set. So this set you will see in the new catalog, but only the photopolymer. It will not be a bundle, so you will not save the 10% anymore. So if you want to get this at a discounted 10%, you want to get your bundle now before May 2nd. Okay? All righty. Here are the pretty cards we are going to make. And I kind of teased earlier that we were doing 2 fun folds. Here's fun fold number 1. It opens like so. Here is fun fold number 2. That opens like so. And this one, when you cut, you're cutting both cards. It's a full sheet of cardstock, and I'll talk about that when we get to it. And then here's our super simple 2 layers, I guess. It was a layer of designer series paper on a card base, and I stamped directly onto the designer series paper, and that's how that goes. All right, so we're going to start with fun fold number 1, which is our Melon Mambo card. So we have here a card base that measures 4 inches or 4¼ inches by 11. And you know what? I did not grab my trimmer because we have to do some scoring. So we need to bring in our scoring tool. And we're going to score at 2 3/4. Let me see if I can bring that. So 2 3/4. Let's get the trimming blade there out of the way. We want that one out. We want just our scoring blade. And then we're just going to flip it around and we're going to do 2 3/4 again. Get that up there. Okay. So we can go ahead and set that out of the way. So we just going to flip that bottom up and bring that top down. Just like so. Then I have 2 pieces of basic white. And now these 2 pieces, I did go ahead and again, to save a little bit of time, I went ahead and ran these through the Big Boss with the 3D embossing folder. This is from the online exclusives, the basics. You get the 3 embossing folders. Hey, Kay, glad you could join us. So I went ahead. This is the floral patterned embossing folder from that trio of 3D embossing folders. And again, it's the basics collection. And it looks like those are here to stay for at least a little while on the online store. And I need my adhesive here. Normally I would like my liquid glue just because this has got a lot of texture to it. But again, to save a little time, we're gonna go ahead and just add those here. And again, we're going to do the same here. And with all that texture, you got to take your time if you are using your Seal Plus, just because it will tear your paper if you go too fast. And we're gonna see if I can improve our lighting over here. Maybe that'll be better. Hopefully that's a little better. Okay, so that's the start of our card base. I also have a 4" by 5¼ inch piece of basic white. This is for the inside of our card. I want to have a nice there we go. So that's that. Then we have a 3¼ by 4¼ piece of Melon Mambo. I have a piece of Designer Series paper. This is the, oh, I forget the name of it now already. It is part of a suite. I can find it quickly. I'll tell you the name of it. It is the Enjoy the Journey Designer Series paper. It is 12 by 12. And I did cut it down, like I said, 3" by 4". And we're to layer that. But before we do that, we are going to stamp. I have my garden green. And I have my little sprig here. I ink that up. And I'm just gonna, like so. Well, thank you, Kay. Hey, Barb, glad you could make it. I'll close this up for a few minutes. We'll be back to it. We're going to go ahead and adhere this to the Melon Mambo panel. Yesterday, it was so beautiful and warm here in central New York. It was like 67 degrees or something to that effect. I mean, it was just a perfect day. And then last night, the wind came up and it blew and it snowed. And today it's like 30. Brutally cold. It's awful. Anyway. So we're going to go ahead. Let me find what I did with my dimensionals. Did I not bring them? Yeah, I did bring them. Okay. Here they are. All right. So we're going to take 3 dimensionals at the top. You don't want to put any adhesive at the bottom, otherwise it's going to seal your card closed, and we don't want to do that. So just the top. We're going to close this, and then we're just going to go ahead and center. There we go. Try to get it as straight as possible. So there's that. Then, let's see. What did I do? There it is. I did take some of the silver foil. Now, the silver foil comes with 3 different shades of silver. You get the brushed silver, silver foil, brushed silver foil, and another one. I can't remember what they call it in the catalog. But anyway, I took the brushed silver and I did cut my lantern from it. And then I took a piece of scrap basic white and I used my mini blending brush and I just added some Daffodil Delight. And I went ahead and did this ahead too, so you wouldn't have to watch me fussy cut all that. But what I did is I took a piece of the little die cut pieces that came out of the lantern and I added them to the back of the basic white that I had put my Daffodil Delight on, back in the right pattern, so then I could trim around that to fit onto the back here so that I could have my glow. So it looks like my lantern is actually lit. And I went ahead and added some dimensionals. And we're just going to hang it from our little branch right there. Then I have another scrap of 1/2 inch basic white. And I've got my garden green again. And I have my sentiment, thanks for lighting the way. So we're just going to go ahead and ink that up. Yeah, it did. It snowed. I mean, it wasn't like a hard snow, but it was just enough to let you know that it was spring is struggling. Good. Oh, hey, Miss Betty. So glad to see you. It has been very strange weather. I totally agree with you. Spring needs to come and winter just won't let it. I don't know what the story is, but I'm not amused. All right, so we have our sentiment now. So now we're just gonna take our little snips, snip away, get rid of those. And then we just need a couple of dimensionals. And that is just going to go literally right there at the bottom of our card. And that takes care of card number 1. Isn't she pretty? I love that lantern. I think it's so cute. I love the size of it. Should show you the die. I do have it right here. We will be die cutting that in a little bit. I'll have to go grab the die cutter. I didn't bring that over, but that's the size of the die. So almost fills my hand. So, well, thank you for sharing, Kay. I appreciate that so much. You guys are awesome. Okay. So that's number 1. Number 2, this is our other fun fold. This is our angle cut. And you'll see this was cut from a full sheet of cardstock. And I, again, trying to save a little bit of time tonight, I went ahead and got this all prepared. But when you cut this, you're cutting 2 cards at the same time. And you'll see when you put this back together, it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, and you score it down the middle in both directions. Okay, so you're going to score it at 4 1/4 and then at 5 1/2. Then you're going to put it into your trimmer at an angle. So you do need to have a good trimmer that has a large track, like the Stampin' Up trimmer, because you need to be able to fit the whole thing from corner to corner, and then you're going to cut it. Okay. And then you're just going to fold on your squirrel lines. Okay. So that's how you get 2 card bases from 1 sheet of cardstock. So you're still just like any other card using a full sheet of cardstock to get 2 cards. You're still able to do 2 cards from 1 sheet of cardstock, but you're making them at the same exact time. Okay. So I'm going to set this one aside here, and these ones are going to open it a little different. You can still, well, actually, no, they kind of open up the same way. So this is how we have it. All right. So I have, for the inside, a piece of basic white. This measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. So we'll go ahead and add our adhesive. We'll add that to the inside of our card. Then I have a piece of that same Designer Series paper. This is 4 inches by 5 1/4. Now, once again, we want to make sure that it fits on here. So we're going to have to die cut. We're going to cut this on our trimmer corner to corner. So we want to make sure that we're putting it in, and I'm going to show you how we did that. So we're going to bring our trimmer in. So it's corner to corner. So you want to make sure each corner tip is inside that track. And I find it easiest to bring my blade down, and then that way you don't smush your tips. So now we have our DSP all cut and ready to go. So we can bring our card base back in. This is for the top. And this is for the bottom, or left versus right, whichever you want to call it. So we're going to go ahead . Well, come on now. There we go. Here. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Thanks, Barb. I'm glad you like it. All right, so we're going to add this one as well. I love these types of cards that you can get like a 2-for-1. It just makes mass producing a little bit easier, I guess you could say. All right, so there's that piece there. And you know what? I did not bring over. Let me grab my baby boss. So we're gonna need it. Okay, got the baby boss here. And we're gonna need, let's see. Is this the one? Yep. We need our craft white ink. I have another brush. What did I do? Tell me. I misplaced my dies. You're there. Hiding under the embossing folder. So we will be using the Radiant Stitches dies here. So I have a scrap of basic white. And this we're going to stamp our sentiment, follow your dreams. And we're using Starry Sky. So we have the Starry Sky. So we're just going to go ahead, stamp that down. Clean up my space a little bit here. Okay, close this up. And we're going to go ahead and bring our baby boss in. Leave that there. And these Radiant Stitches has a circle die. So we're going to use this one here. And we're just going to die cut that. Oh, not a problem, Barb. I'm so sorry. Okay. So go ahead. So there's Follow Your Dreams. I'm going to go ahead and put that die back. I lost one die today. Luckily, it was one of these little fireflies because it comes with 3 of them. So I can't find it. I know it went under my desk over there, and I've been calling around, and it went to the lost die graveyard or something. I can't find it. I heard it hit metal, and I looked everywhere that it could possibly have gone, and luckily, it's one of the, they stamp it up, gives you 3 of them. And I could only, well, the first time I cut 3 out. Second time I needed to cut them. I could only cut 2, and then I had to go to the third one. So speaking of, I did go ahead and cut from Daffodil Delight. I cut 3 of these little fireflies. And then I have, this was from the, I want to say it's the Brushed Metallics foil. And I'm using copper. So this is the copper. And we need the dies, which I just buried. There we go. Come on out. So we're going to use that little die there. And so we need the baby boss again. Plates, copper, die, and a plate. Run that through. Had my hair done Wednesday. I guess it was Wednesday. And it's still getting in my face. I can't win. Okay, so now these little triangles pop out, and these are the what I saved, like I said earlier, to piece back together to cut out that little area so that I could light it up. But I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these. I don't need these. And for this particular card, to light it up, I think I'm going to go a little bit bigger than I did when I did the original. But what I did is I figured out basically where I wanted my card, where I wanted my little lantern to go. So I've got my craft ink here. And my brush. So get this about where I'm going to be making it permanent here. I just went ahead and put it in there and wipe that off our metallic. And then kind of bring the glow out. I kept it a little bit smaller before, but I think it needs to be bigger. We need to make it really glow. Look like it's really shining out there. Like so. Okay, I think that's going to be better. And then we're going to take a couple of dimensionals. Well, thank you, Kay. We don't need that little piece hanging. So I'm going to add that there. Like I said, they're super simple. And now we're just going to go ahead. And you want to make sure that you keep your adhesive all on this one side because you don't want to seal your card. But now you can see that the glow goes out a little bit further. And you could probably even go even further. Just really make the whole card front kind of look like the glow. All right. Next, just going to use, you definitely use mini dimensionals here, but I'm just going to cut little pieces from my edges here for my little fireflies. Just need little pieces. I would be using the minis if I had remembered to bring them over. But, you know. Now, next Sunday is Easter Sunday. My question is, do you want to still, because I don't have a problem. Hubby's working Easter Sunday evening. So I have no problem going live on Sunday. But if you would rather do it on Saturday, we could do that. Or do you not want to do it at all next weekend? You tell me, because like I said, I'm good. So it's not an issue for me, but it is Easter Sunday next week. So I know many of you will have things going on. Hey, Arlene. So glad you could make it. So there we have it. There is our second fun fold. Follow your dreams with our little fireflies and our pretty lantern. Okay, next up. Here is that cutie. Thank you, Arlene. I'm so glad you like it. Okay, this time we have a Highland Heather card base, 4¼ by 11, scored at 5½. We're going to go ahead and fold that down. I have another piece of that designer paper. This one measures 4 by 5¼ But before we adhere that, we're going to do some stamping. And where did I put the there? Way down here. We need our sentiment, our little trail, and this. I think we got everything now. Okay. So we're going to start with, what did I do with that pad now? Oh, I'm so disorganized, I feel like. Here we go. We're using Starry Sky. And we have our sentiment. This is going to go on the top left. Let's get this straight. And it's going to go on the top left corner here, just like so. You are all kinds of wonderful. Everybody thinking about what they want for Easter? Go live, don't go live. Okay, next we have our little trail. And if you look real closely, like some of these are just little polka dots, but then there's actual little fireflies in this little trail. Little trail of fireflies. And we're just going to go, I'll drop it down just a smidge from where I was before. Right there. So there's our little trail of little baby fireflies. Okay, so Deb is game. Betty's unavailable. That's okay. I'm making dinner, but like I said, in the evening, it's just going to be me and Tucker. All right, then we're going to take this little, I call it the little glow circle. And I have Daffodil Delight ink here. And right here at the end of that little trail, I'm going to add my little glow. Arlene, not available. Again, totally get that. All right. I have another scrap of basic white. I'm going to close up this ink pad here. We're done with that. We have another scrap here. And what did I do with, here he is, the little firefly, and we want the Starry Sky. Whichever works either way for me. Okay, well, I guess when we get closer, we'll see how it's going, but looks like maybe we will just go live and everybody else can catch the replay when they can. Not a problem. So there's our cute little firefly. Isn't he adorable? And then I did forget to do this, which is okay. We need the Daffodil Delight again. So we gotta brighten up his bum. So we're gonna take that little circle of, I'm gonna stamp off way up there, and then we're just gonna come down here and lighten up his bum because we need to light it up. Oh, thank you, Robin. Glad you were able to join us. You focus on getting better. Okay. Next, we need, what did I do with the dies? They're there. We need to find our little, come on, little firefly. And we're gonna line that all up. I've got my little post-it note to hold that in place. Bring back the baby boss. Set that up and roll it through. And there's our sweet little firefly. I'm going to put this right back in his package because I don't want to lose. They only gave you one of him. I got 3 of the other ones, but only one of that one. So can't drop and lose that one. I have had the wicked dropsies these days. I don't know. Anyway, so next we're just going to go ahead and add this to our card base. We're almost done. And I think dinner's almost done too. I hear my husband coming in, so that must mean the grilling is almost finished. So there's that. Then we need just one little dimensional for the center of our little firefly. And he is going to be coming out of his little wake here. And there you have it. Quick and simple, but oh so cute. So, recap. That's our last card right here. A very simple layout, but still very cute. Here is our diagonal fold, fun fold. Follow your dreams. Again, pretty simple, but looks probably a little more in depth just because of the fancy fold and the fact that, you know, we have the die cut lantern. And then again, another simple, but looks a little bit stepped up because of the fancy fold and the die cut lantern. Oh, you're so welcome, Kay. I truly appreciate you ladies. That's it. That's all we got. Thank you, Arlene. Oh, Miss Betty, you are so welcome. Thanks, Deb. I'm glad you liked them. You too, Miss Sherry. All right, ladies, that is all I do have for the night. I am so appreciative of you guys for coming to join me. I truly do hope you did like these cards. I'm excited to know that the set is going to carry over into the next catalog, so it will be around for at least a whole nother year because it'll be in the annual catalog. So lots of opportunity to play with us with new product coming and new colors coming. And like I said, keep a lookout. I will be hopefully jumping on later on this week to go over what's going, what's staying, and how the configurations may be changing a little bit, so that it's easier to understand with the retirement list. Because again, that is kind of confusing trying to figure out what's staying, what's going, what's partially staying, what's uh, it's just a little bit confusing. Um, so again, just be on the lookout, and I will go through the catalog page by page. We'll start with one and go to the other one on a different night. We won't do it all at the same time, so it will be a little bit time consuming again, to go through it. But I think it'll make it easier for you. Okay, guys, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your evening and an even better week ahead. And I will see you definitely sometime this week. And then we'll see what happens on Sunday. All right, guys, have a great night. Bye for now.